Hey guys, heads up! VALDUS is attending the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas this year, 2025, coming up 7th through the 10th. Head on over and check out their booth if you're going to be in the area. They will be premiering the 3 watches I'm reviewing right now, including this one. Here you go. You know, every now and then, a company hits exactly the right sweet spot with their products. And today, we're showing you one of them. Greetings and welcome to SmartWatchTix.com. VALDUS has released a ladies' smartwatch. Yeah, we don't see a lot of those on the market, but it really is honed and fine-tuned to be a very successful release. It's the VL60 Pro. It's an AMOLED display, first of all, ladies. That's going to be brilliant, beautiful colors. You're going to want to show it off. 1.32 inch, 466 by 466 resolution. That means smaller screen, very sharp display. And a 1 atmosphere or IP68 waterproofing. You should be able to wash your hands, get it basically wet, and not have any problem. And did I mention it does Bluetooth calling as well? Here are all the specs on the back. You got a battery life of about 5 to 7 days, zinc alloy, stainless steel, lots of different colors. Bluetooth music is supported. You know, twist your wrist or raise your hand to see the time is in this. You can look for your watch. You can do heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen, sleep monitoring, sedentary reminders. It's got it all. And it pairs to an app that we're familiar with called HOLDUP, which has been around for a long time. I'm going to crack a case and show it to you after I let you know where you can get it. Directly from the VALDUS website. They are set up to send this one to you at about $75 with a discount. Definitely going to have a nice discount for you if you use the link in the show notes. So check back there and you can take advantage of that. We just showed you the specs. Here are the 2 colors, silver and in a beautiful gold. And let's crack into it. Inside the box, you've got an envelope. This is typical of all of these VALDUS watches now. And then there's the watch itself with a really exquisite metal band wrapped in plastic. Perfect for a gift, guys. Very nice. It looks like it's got a knurled knob that would turn around the outside of it. It doesn't. You don't need it. Super thin and very well integrated together. As you dig deeper in the box, you find the complimentary bag. All of the VALDUS watches now are coming with this. It's a really nice eyeglasses, you name it, whatever you'd like. You've got the watch, sure you can. You got a 2-pin connector, USB charger, very easy to attach. Got 2 pins in the back. You line it up, just press it on there, plug it in. You can charge the watch in a couple of hours. And inside the little envelope is the manual and a 1-year warranty card directly from VALDUS. As far as the manual goes, the VL60 Pro, there's a QR code for downloading the app, although I recommend you use the link in the show notes. It'll go to the Google Play Store and you can download it directly there. A little bit about the buttons, how you connect up the watch. It's super easy. You have all kinds of dials and a dial store that you can download other ones. Activities, phone calls, yep, all of the things we were talking about. Ladies, your cycle tracking is available on this one as well. Weather in your area, messages. Literally, it checks all the basic boxes of things you'd want in a watch. Stopwatch, calculator, calendar are in this one. Remote shutter for taking pictures and overall settings. So let's play with it. Now, I haven't taken the plastic wrapping off of the metal bands or the little blue cover on here. I'm going to let Mrs. Tix do that later on today when she gets to play with it. Removable bands, 1 single button that functions for a push, which we'll do right now, and a twirly knob so that you can actually change watch faces. It vibrates, comes up with the company logo, and immediately goes into a watch face. And these faces are great. That's a nice animated one with digital time. You got another one you can play with and put your own background images on. This is an interesting one that they show in the literature, the pictures that goes along with it. A nice analog watch face. Here's a combination one. Oop, it's jumping as I pushed it. It blends a lot of the different characteristics of your data on it. This is a nice gold integrated one here as well. And back to the original. And again, you can download faces if you'd like to. Sweet, easy pull down. You got all kinds of different controls in here. A real-time flashlight, nice and bright, easy to get to. If you need a flashlight, you lock yourself out or something like that, and you want to find your keyhole. You got Do Not Disturb. This is where you can change the way your visual styles look like as you move through everything. This is your brightness. You can go as low as that. Look at that. Really, really soft at night, or so bright you'll easily see it outdoors. I tell you, this watch is hitting all of the right buttons. This is your e-cards if you're going to be exchanging data with people, your social media accounts, stuff like that. What have we missed? The little droplet, you press that, you hear it? Sounds like a didgeridoo. There's the speaker. It is vibrating to shake water out of the speaker if you happen to have this thing underwater. Nice addition. I think we covered everything. This one up here is what they call a polyhedra. You can have a box, a prism, polygons. This is how it displays information for you on the screen and shows up when you're charging it as well. Finally, okay, date and time. Hey, December 31st. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's go over to the app drawer. Here you go. Into the settings. The settings first. We've got display where we have brightness. Auto lock is where you can change the length of time that it'll be on the screen. And I want to go down to 5 seconds right now because I want you to see something. I'm going to bail out of here, come back over to the main screen, give it 5 seconds, and this watch, being an AMOLED screen display, supports always-on displays. There you see, in subtle light, an analog display with step count, numbers around the edge, and it'll stay in that mode as you're wearing it until you twist your wrist and light the main screen back up, or if you have that turned off, it'll just stay like that. So if you just want an elegant watch that doesn't look, feel, and smell like a smartwatch, but shows a nice display, this is great in the always-on mode. I really love that feature. We're going to go deeper into that and show you some of the other ones as well. From display and auto lock, which I'm now going to expand all the way up, you can go to 30 seconds. We leave it there so we don't have it time out on us. There's the visual style. This is in a mirroring, horizontal scaling cube, flip over, flip transition. Yeah, all different ways of moving between the different screens are there. Here's what we just saw before that you can change. Another different aspect in 3D of showing stuff. The charging style can be normal or this energy box. I'll show you that toward the end. We'll plug it into the charger. The energy box is so cool. Almost looks like a Tesseract thing in 3D. Okay, we're in. I touched the button that you can switch into all of these different menu modes here as well. And we're using the basic, wow, look at that one. Amazing. The basic straight list view for doing what we're doing going through here. Then you got watch faces. We showed you those. The menu view, that's what we were just looking at. And your twist your wrist or raise the wrist to see the time is activated right here. It can turn it on or off. And all of that is coming to us from display and settings, vibration, and ring, and your intensity can be set soft or strong. And it's different in frequency. This is a little higher, and this is, and strength as well. Then you get into Do Not Disturb mode. You can, it's a little sensitive on me today. You can get into here, and of course it'll turn off certain features, calls, notifications will be silenced so you can not be interrupted. And low power mode, when you turn that on, will turn off any of the vibration, twist your wrist, turn down the brightness, and prep it for going to sleep if you want to in low power mode. Now phone calls. When you get in here, you have this turned on, And make sure you'll turn on audio Bluetooth if you want music streaming from your phone to come through the watch, because it'll do that. And then phone reset is a feature for you right there. So that's your phone controls. The screen clock, the always-on clock we were just talking about, we have it turned on. This is one of them, the one we just looked at. You have a couple of others. Here's a similar one with a red dial and no numbers around it. And then just a really plain basic one. You don't see the circle around the outside, you just see the hands. You have to know where things are. You kind of feel for the button, you know that's 3 o'clock. So you have those different choices of analog, and then in digital you have a few as well. Here's date and time. Here's a kind of a flip card representation of just time. And then here's time with seconds and date and battery power and all that. And to show you just briefly what that looks like, I can come back here, come out of here, and you toggle this on and off, and it doesn't turn it off. You have to wait for it to time out. So 20 seconds later, there you go. And again, it's going to be really soft because AMOLED screen, it uses less power the less brightness there is. But it is something you can easily see at night, and if you cup your hands, you should be able to see it in the daylight as well. That's the digital rendition version of it. And we are back where we were. Okay, got 2 butterflies flying. Sometimes there's just one. Really interesting graphic on this one. So we were working our way through here. We've done display, all of these things, phone calls, screen lock, pass lock. If you want to set up a password on here to lock it up, you can do that, especially if you're going to be exchanging your social media stuff, you know, with the watch with other people. You want to have a password control on it. Overall system for restart, power off, and reset the watch. And about its version called VL60 Pro. And of course, the QR code will let you download to fit, and we'll go into that app in just a little bit. So we have now covered everything from swiping down here, including the system information. We can swipe up, show you messages sent from your phone if you have any. When you go off to the right, you'll get into all of your different apps, okay? Or you can get there by pressing the button, either way. And finally, if you go off to the left, you'll get into these different screens. This is showing you your step count, calories burned, distance traveled for the day. It shows you a summary of all of that, and your steps by hour, and your last 7 days. Now, I've really just opened this up and started using it, so I don't have a lot of data to show you on here, but that's what it looks like. Last night's sleep time, I did take it to bed last night. And that's the chart that I get for awake, light, REM, and restful, your 24-hour sleep data. And naps, if you take any naps, they'll show up on here as well, too, all in that one screen. Come over here, you get heart rate, and it'll start to invoke if you cover the diodes, and it'll let you know if you're not. It'll use a green diode to get you your heart rate, your current heart rate. It'll also show you your 24-hour heart rate. And I had it off for quite a while to show that it doesn't accidentally continue making measurements and you're not wearing it. Only when you're wearing it, that's the 24-hour data. Then you've got blood pressure. It'll do that as well. Now, I'm not letting it go. It takes a minute or so, but you saw how big the digits are. Blood pressure of all of them is the one that you want to kind of check with your calibrated instruments to make sure it matches what you're actually getting. This is a tough one for watches to do, so don't trust the accuracy until you verify it of these. And then blood oxygen uses red diode technology, which is more advanced, more accurate. And again, it's going to give you a reading after a while. And you'll see your last 7 readings shown up here on the list as well. And then stress, if you have this activated. This does another thing involving heart rate variability. I know I'm getting a little technical, but basically this will give you an idea of how stressed out you are. It takes longer, and you really need to hold still for this one. But you know what? If you're feeling stressed out, holding still might be a good idea. Just rest, take a couple of deep breaths, takes about a minute or two. It'll give you a reading, 100 being really stressed out and low numbers being nice and calm. And it'll show you your 24-hour stress level so you can see throughout the day, what was it that keyed you off to get stressed? And then the percentage of time you were spending in each of these different zones. I tell you, they are really hitting the sweet spot with this watch. All the basic stuff you need to know. And then weather in your area. After you pair it to your phone, you can set it up for whatever city you'd like, or just where your current location is, and it'll give you the weather forecast for you right there. And then back to your opening screen. So in terms of apps now, we've got overall activity, and that's that big circle that shows you your step count and all that information. Sleep we've already seen. Heart rate we've seen. When you go into phone calls, this is when you pair. You'll be able to execute a phone call directly from the keypad. It's using the SIM card in your phone. You don't need a separate one. You just need to have your phone with you and have the two of them Bluetooth together, and you'll be able to talk and hear right from the watch. Your exercises now. You have basic exercises that are inside of here, a lot of them. You pick one that you want to do, dancing. It gives you a countdown, and then it's just going to jump right in and start doing it. It's going to track your time, your calories burned doing that, and your heart rate, and show you what heart rate zone you're in. Now, some of them, like walking and running and stuff like that, will give you more information as well. We can pause, end it. It needs to be at least a minute long to collect the data, so it's not going to track that. But if it does, it would show in exercise records. There's blood pressure and blood oxygen and stress. We already looked at those. Weather and messages we looked at. Shutter is a remote shutter so that you have a button here to take a picture, so you can set your camera up or hold it way out for taking a selfie, but trigger it, how would you do that? Was it somebody else's thumb? Anyway, you can do that. The music player, relaxation, I touched down there, we've already looked at that. And then there's the music player. Just so you can check out the speaker, I'm going to pair it with the phone and we'll play some music for you. Okay, here we go. Hear the music coming out? Our speaker's right at the top. And of course we have control to go forward or backward in different tracks, or we can change the volume, set the volume level that you'd like. All streaming out of the watch. Very, very nice. Now, after the music player, you've got the relaxation. This is your breathing exercises. Whether you're stressed, you need to breathe a little bit faster, or when you're falling asleep, you can take longer, deeper breaths. You can set the time frame that you'd like to do it for, and you hit start. It increases in size if you're visually looking at it, and it also vibrates as it changes. Right there, it vibrated, says inhale, and then it'll vibrate again and exhale. So you can close your eyes, wear the watch, just listen for or feel for the vibrations, or you can watch it. And the two different rates let you adjust it to where you currently are in your breathing cycle. That's really nice. Okay, back into the apps. We are down here to the relaxation, and then they're calling it AI voice now. Everything is AI. It's not. This is Siri or your Google wake-up call. When you have this paired with your watch and you have this set up through the app, you tap that and you can ask Siri something or Google and get the answer coming back directly. If it's asking for information, you'll see that on your phone, the websites and stuff like that. So that's your AI voice. Then you've got countdown timers in here that are preset, or you can set your own if you want to. And you've got stopwatch, which when you start it, runs to the hundredths of a second. And we always like to test this. There's lap time is available for you as well. If you try to go out of it, you're not able to. You press the button, and we can't get out of it. So the stopwatch will continue to run, but it won't run necessarily in the background. In other words, you can't do other things. You have to literally stop the stopwatch. Then you can leave it, come back into it, and it resets itself automatically. So that's how the stopwatch works. Ladies, cycle tracking is here. You set that up in the app. I'll show you into Fit, and it'll show you where things are going on for you. The flashlight, which is just like what we saw when we pulled down the top. You can get to it there. Find your phone. There's a little simple calculator built in here with nice size digits. And it has a percent function in it. That's great if you're going to do tips and things. Out to multiple digits are available. Clear. Come back out. When we leave and come back in with the button, we have to come back down directly, or I can come over this way and slide back down to them, but it doesn't hold its place until you get back down to where you were. Flashlight, calculator, games, and world clock and calendar. Let's take a quick look. Inside games, you got the 2048 game that you can play, and you guys know how to do that one. And then we have world clock in here too. You can, in the app, you can set different locations, and it'll even tell you tomorrow 14 hours away from where you are right now in your location in the world. So really nice implementation. Basic calendar shows you today's date and any schedule you've got. You can come in by month. You can go and see the whole month calendar that way. All of that's available. And then settings, and we already looked at the overall settings. So this is it. Really sweet. Let's take a look at the Tethering app. From the Google Play Store, you're looking for the app Fit. You can search for it or use the link in the show notes. This is what the icon or thumbnail looks like. Apple, you can download the same thing over there and pair it with your iPhone. You basically download it, install it, and then open it and set it all up. And after you've got it configured, you pair it with the watch. We're skipping a lot of that stuff. And then eventually you land into this page here. Now, after you've worn the watch for a while, you'll start to accumulate data. I have a little bit of step count information on here for today. It'll show you by hour how many steps you took and overall distance. Notice when you haven't gone very far, it's actually going to track your exact yards. And later it'll get into longer and longer length. And you can have it in metric or in imperial, and it'll track your minutes as well. And of course, every day of activity too. Pretty robust. Then in sleep, this is your last night's total sleep time with a nice colorful chart when you went to bed, when you woke up. Go in deeper if you want more information, and you can see each of these different segments in here. It's not sensitive to touch on them and give you the exact time these things are happening, but it does give you a snapshot. It also shows you how much time you spent in the three primary things, deep, light, and REM. And an overall sleep score, and tells you a little bit about that. And then your heart rate is in here too, your average heart rate and high and low, and your last 7 days trend, and kind of ranks you against other people in this basic same group as you are to see how well you're doing in overall sleep. After sleep, you get into full day heart rate. There's your continuous heart rate, and then I took it off, and this is during the review. So it's tracking all of that. And again, I got a chart in here now. And likewise, I'm not getting a breakout of each of the times of the actual readings, but you get the overall chart. And then how much time you spent in each of the possible zones are shown there as well. You got blood pressure, systolic over diastolic. Again, check this with calibrated instruments in particular to make sure it's accurate for you. Blood oxygen is shown in here. Last 7 measurements. And notice there's a measure button. You can tap that and instantly take a measurement while you're wearing the watch directly from the app. That's nice. Then the stress level. There's the 24-hour chart again. And again, we're not able to see the individual readings, but the cumulative one and the current value, where you are in your chart, and where you've been basically in a pie chart. It's kind of scrunched in here. The rest of them aren't really showing the percentage properly. So they need to work a little bit on that. But you can take an instantaneous measurement. You'll see your last 7 trends right in here as well. And that's on stress. Ladies, your cycle information. This is your overall chart. Once you've put in the settings, it'll show you today's date and where things are lining up. And, of course, you can see that on your watch, too. Weight, you have to manually input your weight and record it, but if you want to track weight right along with everything, you can do that. And reminders for drinking water and such. You can pick which kind you want and document your water record on there. So a little bit of nutrition health value in here, along with the data that the watch is accumulating. Here's some different classes and workout information. These are all available for free. It looks like you can jump into them and start taking some classes right along with wearing the watch. Your overall workouts now is an area that'll show you the map of your zone, and when you do a workout together with initiating it from your phone, you'll get the GPS course track on here as well. This is all about the watch. These are the different watch faces that are installed, and you can go into a face gallery, as I mentioned, and you can download additional faces if you'd like to. And there's all different kinds in here, colorful ones, activity ones, classic, modern, and each of these expand as well. And it's as simple as just tapping on one and adding it to the list, and it'll be part of the watch as it goes around. You have the power level. You can remove this particular watch and replace it with a different one. You have all the notifications of things that you have in your phone that you can choose which ones you want to send notifications to the watch. Find your device, overall alarms that you can set on your phone that will alarm on your watch, which is pretty cool. There's the world clock setup where you can set everything, up to 6 of them in here. You've got the remote shutter, e-cards, where you can create a QR code that someone can scan with your different social media. There's your favorite accounts or contacts that you move over to the watch from your phone. Not all of them are there. You pick and choose who you want to have as a contact on your watch, which is nice. There's the basic calendar. You can sync that thing up with the calendar on your watch. In others, this is where you set all these different parameters. You can apparently get daily quotes and quick view information from it as well. And upgrade is available down here at the bottom. And finally, there's you. This is where you put your profile information in, height, weight, all of those parameters, stride length as well, your goals, and you can tie it to Google Fit, Strava, and overall about the DaFit app. And you can upgrade and do some beta testing if you'd like to. Try some new features too. So here you have it. A basic smartwatch, AMOLED screen display, waterproof, water resistant, Bluetooth calling, all the basic functions, really nice size and layout, super thin, good volume, music player, streaming, everything. Where do you get it? Directly from VALDUS, the company that makes it. Again, the VALDUS VL60 Pro women's smartwatch in gold, silver, and pink and gray. Yeah, you can look at the different pictures when you head over there. Use the link in the show notes. We got a nice discount for you for picking this one up as well. You've been watching Smartwatch Tics. We really appreciate you being here. And Valentine's Day, when I'm putting this up at the beginning of 2025, is just about a shipping distance away. So if you're thinking of a present already, this is a time to buy. Make sure you have it in by February 14th. And ladies, if you're looking for a smartwatch, something that isn't like everybody else's Apple Watch, highly recommend this one. I think you'll be blown away by its use, its simplicity, and its beauty. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you again soon. Oh yeah, here's what it looks like when you're charging it. Check that out. Whoa.